All right, Kristen. Now hear me out. I have a feeling. No, let me ask you this: are you superstitious?
Supercalifragilistic. Superstitious. I wouldn't say I'm too superstitious.
Yeah, that's what I thought. But regardless, I have this list in front of me about some popular superstitions. I just want to go over them, kind of talk about them. Is there any that you like believe in?
Not really. I think you got me. There is one superstition that I do only because of you, and it's not even that I'm superstitious about it. It's just now it feels weird.
And I think I know where you're going with this.
And it's the cross on the pole.
Yeah.
I don't know why that bugs me now, but now I just like it just feels weird to go the opposite direction of the pole. So then sometimes I just do it for the.
Like have I told you the backstory about why like that's big on me?
No.
So they always kind of mentioned it when I was younger, like, oh, don't split the pole or whatever. And then one time I was a kid, and we ended up splitting the pole with my brothers, whatever. And then I was like, whatever, it's not like nothing's gonna happen. And then later that day, one of our bikes got stolen. So I was like, this is one of those things where I was like, okay, well, I'm not gonna do it anymore. I know it's not at the end of the day. In the back of my mind, I kind of feel like it really doesn't have any effect on anything.
Yeah,
but it's just kind of one of those things. Just like, I don't know. Let me just not do it.
I can understand that.
One of the most popular ones on here is Friday the 13th.
Okay.
You ever feel like when that day comes, it's just another day for you?
For the most part, yeah.
Yeah.
I know when it's Friday the 13th that people usually play like scary movies and stuff, so that's kind of one of those things. But I don't know. It doesn't bother me.
Yeah, I know on Friday the 13th, like haunted houses throughout the year, like obviously they're big in October, but if Friday the 13th lands on like in April or something, they usually open up. Just because.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
I didn't know that.
It's
pretty cool, actually.
And then also I know with tattoos, don't they give you like most tattoo shops have specials on Friday the 13th, which I think is kind of cool.
I've heard that. You ever thought about getting a tattoo?
I do want a tattoo. I don't know where or of what. I have some ideas. Ideas.
I wasn't gonna say anything, but you caught yourself, so I was just like,
it's because
I was just looking at you. You're talking, so I'm just trying to, be engaged.
There's a couple ones. Obviously, something pertaining to like Ava or any future kids I have. I kind of want maybe like a Texas one, maybe a little basic. I also kind of want a Dallas Cowboy one. If they win the Super Bowl, maybe. Obviously, I don't want anything like gigantic, and I don't want it like too obnoxious either. But I don't know. What about you?
I never thought about it.
Not at all. Not at all. Not even on Now Hear Me Out podcast.
I would never. Definitely not that. No. I think I told myself if I ever did get one, it would literally be just of my kids' names, maybe, or something like that. But even then, I've never been interested in getting one. I think they look cool on some people, but for me, it's just not one of those things. I'm ready to sit down and get poked 1,000 times by.
Yeah. For me, like, I don't know if I could ever justify the cost of it.
Yeah. Sometimes people pay hella money for some tattoos, and it's art. Don't get me wrong, but shit, it's art you die with, I guess.
Yeah, I mean,
no resale value unless. Well, some people actually have like cut off their skin and stuff and sold it. I know a lot of Asian cultures used to do that when people died.
It's interesting, but I don't know. I'd be okay if I died without a tattoo, but one day I might have one, so we'll see.
Okay.
Number 2 on this list is breaking the mirror. That's pretty popular. How do you feel about that? Nothing. I kind of feel like you don't really have too much on this because you just don't really believe
I'm not a big like superstitious person.
So, walking under a ladder. I feel like that for me, that one's just kind of like I don't want to do that because safety
just feels
reasons.
unsafe. Like that's literally the only reason why I wouldn't do it is because it feels unsafe. Like why would I do that?
Right.
I think the unsafe. The unlucky part about that is the person falls and lands on you. Like
for real. Number 4, opening an umbrella indoors. For me, that one, I just feel that's inconvenient to do it indoors because you gotta get through the door with this umbrella that's open already. So, but
But I thought it was like opening it while you're indoors, not bringing an open umbrella inside.
Yeah, opening in while you're indoors, but still like.
Oh, but you still got to bring the open umbrella outside.
Yeah, it's too much of a hassle. I feel like.
Yeah.
Number 5 is black cats. I have a black cat, so ever since I got her, I'm just kidding.
Things have been going wrong. Ever since you got Lucy, things have been going downhill.
Number 6, knocking on wood, which I feel like a lot of people do that just in general.
Yeah, that's probably literally probably the only thing I probably actually do. But even then,
like you don't want to jinx yourself, so you just kind of like.
mm-hmm.
So I feel like that one is pretty popular. Number 7, I've never heard of it. Well, maybe I think I have itchy palms. You know what that's associated with?
You're about to get money.
Yeah. So
I always have itchy palms. I'm yet to get money, so.
Keep itching, bro. Keep itching.
I was like, man, they just keep my palms are always itching. So I don't know,
bro. I think you just need some lotion, bro.
Nah.
Number 8, spilling salt. No,
it's one of those that like I do it just cause I don't know.
I feel like people
saw you just get it thrown on the other side. But now you gotta pick it up. It's
right. I feel like people put that one on there so like people clean up when they spill salt. Number 9, this one's kind of weird. Beginner's luck. The idea that beginners often experience unusually good luck in certain activities.
That's gamblers right there. I don't believe in beginner's luck.
I mean, I don't believe it either, but I have seen instances where it's like, and this person's really good, and they just did like
yeah. Well, shit, I've seen it with you, but that doesn't mean that you just got lucky. It doesn't. I would never say it's because you're a beginner, but I get it. I know Troy has that thing where it's like whenever he goes with somebody to a thing or to a casino for the first time, it's kind of like, oh,
they always do good.
Yeah, they always do well. But my first time going to the casino, it was not well. So
no, well, we can't all have beginners luck.
Oh, racist beginner's luck too. That's wild.
Number 10, 4-leaf clovers. Have you ever found one? Have you ever tried to look for one?
I've tried to look for one.
I tried to look for
when
one
I was a kid. So I think I found one before.
I think like low-key, I thought I found one too, but then it turns out it was different type of leaves. So
yeah.
I was like, well, why is it so hard to find? There's so many right here.
I'm hella lucky. Next thing you know, it's gonna be a pot of gold.
It's funny because number 11 is Lucky Charms. It kind of goes with it. The use of specific objects or items believed to bring good luck.
What kind of items?
Pacific, like the ocean. Like a rabbit's foot or a lucky coin. So, bro, I've heard about the rabbit's foot. Well, that's just disgusting.
This poor rabbit.
I know, right? They like sell them and stuff. It's like, bro,
got a whole rabbit foot.
I'll take a lucky coin maybe, but even then, I'll probably just spend it somewhere.
On accident. Oh, my lucky coin.
Number 12 is opening a fortune cookie. You ever believe the fortunes you read?
No.
They're just like generic.
Yeah, they're pretty generic. I like to like play around with people and be like, you only touch your fortune or it doesn't come true.
Right.
So if you're touching all the cookies, you kind of just effed everybody over. So you only touch one cookie.
That kind of reminds me of the like birthday, like, oh, you can't tell people what you wished for because it's not gonna come true.
Halftime don't go. I'm pretty sure more likely it's never gonna come true.
It depends what you wish for, bro.
I wish world peace.
13 is a wishbone. You ever done a wishbone with a turkey and stuff?
Nah, like getting the bigger piece and stuff. Nah, we didn't do that.
I think
black. I feel like it's a very white household thing to do.
I feel like I did it a couple times. Like at one of the Friendsgivings, I feel like I did it. I can't remember which one though.
Did you get the short end?
I can't remember. Either way,
you only did it once. I feel like this should be a pretty vivid memory.
14 is horseshoes.
Like carrying the horseshoe?
No, it's about hanging a horseshoe over a doorway. It brings good luck. So like,
how am I gonna open it?
Well, like over the doorway.
Oh, okay. I thought it was like on top of the little thing. I was like, every time you open it, you just like you gotta flip it over. Okay.
15 is fingers crossed. It's supposed to bring good luck, but I feel like people just do that to like lie. Like when you're breaking a promise, oh, I have my fingers crossed, bro. Then it'll
That is
count.
funny because that is literally like the reason some people get the fingers crossed. I know that you do the fingers crossed when like in sports when somebody gets hurt.
Do you?
Yeah, I know that. In football, we used to do like get on one knee.
Oh
and
yeah,
go like
yeah.
this.
I remember getting on one knee. I forgot about that. Fingers crossed.
Yeah.
That makes sense. Anywho, just a couple more. There were these are like uncommon ones apparently. Sweeping at night, sweeping the floor after dark is believed to sweep away good luck.
So if your floor is just dirty, you just have to leave it like that. Like
stepping on a crack.
break your mother's back.
Eating a banana on a fishing boat. That's like hella Pacific. It's said to bring bad luck if someone eats a banana on a fishing boat.
I can only imagine somebody bringing out a banana. Everybody looks at you, just smacks it out your hand. What you doing with that banana, boy?
Leaving keys on the table.
I do that shit every day.
Well, maybe you should stop. See what happens.
Maybe
Do it for science, bro. Putting your hat on a bed.
I got a new job. Putting your hat on a bed.
Yeah,
I don't really own a hat.
bro. I feel like I throw hats on the bed like all the time. So
Like, you give me that feeling like you just throw your hat anywhere.
I do.
He's like, well,
My hat's like everywhere, and then like it makes it worse that Ava like she just randomly picks up stuff, and it's like over here the next day. It's like whatever.
you know, one thing about kids are really good at finding shit that you didn't know where it was.
I know, right?
I feel like Ava's done that a couple times just here. Like she'll find something, bring it to me. I'm like, where the hell did you even find this? Like, where was this? And just kids just here you go. Like,
Right.
thank you.
And it's always weird because they're either like hand it to you, or you'd like, hey, give that to me, and then start running.
Start running. It's
Kids, bro, kids. But you have any other superstitions that I left off the table you can think of?
I'm not superstitious, but I know I've heard of superstition of sweeping somebody's feet
Oh yeah,
is bad luck.
for like weddings, or they won't get married or some shit.
No, just in general. Or was that the thing? Like
Yeah, I
you don't
heard-
get married?
Yeah, like if you sweep someone's foot that's not married, they'll never get married or some shit.
Oh, so that's what that was. Yeah, I just heard it was bad luck to do it. What's another one? I know Hispanics have a lot of superstitions.
Yeah,
The ojo, you know,
the egg, is that the egg thing?
the egg thing,
I never understood
the
that.
eye. It's like supposedly it's kind of like if you're, I don't know if the baby catch eyes with baby first or something like that. If the baby's the first thing they see was somebody else or something like that. I guess that's supposed to be bad luck. I think they're supposed to see like their mom or dad or something. I don't know. Some kind of crazy tradition. Let us know in the comments what you know about ojo.
Is it the superstition when people like you're not supposed to stare at a dog when he's going to the restroom because then you get pink eye? That's a superstition, right?
I think I've heard that, but I don't know why you just stare at a dog anyway while it's peeing.
That was funny. Like the other day, I think we were leaving here somewhere, and we walked out, and there was a dog. Leslie was like, "Oh, look, Ava, a dog! Look at the dog!" And it starts pooping. Like, don't look at the dog. But I mean,
don't look at it. That's such a random superstition.
I know, but that is a superstition, right? Like you would call that a superstition?
Yeah, that'd definitely be a superstition.
Okay.
That's like something that people believe in.
I don't know where that came from. That's kind of interesting.
It's very interesting, actually.
We'll let you know on next podcast. I'm just kidding. But anyways, comment down below any superstitions that you may have or that we left off the list, or how you feel about a certain superstition.
Yes, please do.
But with that being said,
You ready to get the podcast started?
let's do it.
All right, getting the podcast started in 3, 2, 1. What up, everybody? This is your boy Chris.
This is big.
And welcome to Now Hear Me Out. This is episode number 94, and welcome to the podcast. If you're listening now, make sure you click on that like, subscribe button, and click on that bell notification so every time we post, you get notified. So you guys can see, this has been a very long time since I've actually had Vic on the
It's been a
actual
while.
on a set. It's funny to set. And how he just ruined the whole intro.
Some things never change, bro.
I decided to sip some beer. So random. It's just
It's
like
the perfect time. You're doing the intro, so like let me take a quick sip.
But that's the name part. Like, if you wait till we say our names, then didn't take a drink, it makes much more sense. But it's like, let me try to take a quick swig as I say my name.
No, I feel my bad.
Anyways, we are back for at least for this week. He goes back home tomorrow, I believe, and we'll be back to regular
Wi-Fi issues.
Yes. Oh, that's what I wanted to say too. We shouldn't have any Wi-Fi issues today, as this is not really running off of Wi-Fi. So hopefully, no problems with the camera. The camera.
Knock on wood.
But here we go. Vic, so updates.
It's actually kind of chill. Work. At my job, I work on a team of 3, right? It's kind of like 2.5 because one of the person like kind of does a lot of the works with the different department, helps them out a lot, and then the other one is on like medical leave. They had surgery or whatever. So I've been actually having to do some work.
Oh, poor you.
So I just wanted to share that with you guys. But besides that, Mother's Day was pretty chill. Made Leslie some breakfast in bed, and then
I saw the breakfast.
I know you.
I thought Ava made it.
I was like, I know Kristen about to criticize the breakfast.
I forgot all about that breakfast. You brought it up.
Like, why Leslie has to post that? No, I tried. Okay.
Hey man, she appreciated it. That's all that matters.
That counts,
That's all that matters.
And then afterwards, we came down here to spend it with our mothers. So first met up with my family at my brother's place. Just had some burgers, had a little cookout. Nothing too fancy. And then afterwards, we met up with her family. Went to Babe's Chicken. It was pretty good. It actually was like
Babe's Chicken's pretty good.
Yeah, and it's pretty inexpensive. So I enjoyed it. Like I've had Babe's Chicken before, but I've never actually been there.
Okay, I got you. I was like catering,
I work.
Okay.
Yeah,
I was like, okay, yeah, because I haven't actually been to Babe's Chicken either.
Mm-hmm. But besides that, I guess I have a little funny story. But so whenever we moved into the house, like we got our, the washer and dryer installed, right? Whatever. And every time we started using the dryer, for some reason it would be like very like humid and steamy kind of in the room. And we were like, and sometimes it'll be like water on the floor. And this is like when we're running the dryer. And sometimes we thought it was maybe we were running the washer and dryer together and like the heat was making it like condensation or whatever. Mm-hmm. And for the longest time, we were like trying to figure out like what's going on. And then I realized like after a while, it just kind of hit me that every time I dry the clothes, there's a setting that we have where it's like steam and sanitize. And it's because I put that one. And we're like, that's where all the steam's coming from.
I'm dead.
I was like, that makes so much sense. The way we hear like opening windows, like, bro, what's going on? So I felt kind of dumb about that, but
that's funny.
Then it was like, let me just try the normal setting. Of course, obviously, it worked perfectly.
So what made you put on steam and the steam?
I don't know.
was your clothes actually getting cleaned off of the steam?
Yeah, it was like steam and sanitizer. So like, I don't know. Well, the reason I started it was because when we first got the dryer, I would put it in like normal, and for some reason it would like stop like 20 minutes into it.
Oh, actually, our dryer does the same thing. So what we have to do for it is do time dry instead of because usually if you do the normal settings, it does. It's like it's a sensor in there that says, "Hey, the clothes are dry," but half the time it's never dry. Especially like comforters, so they're never dry. Mm-hmm. So we have to actually do the time setting that actually dries it all the way through.
Yeah, I did time for a while too. Like I used to alternate between time. I don't know. I saw steam and sanitizer. I was like, well, I don't know.
I really think the steam and sanitizer is usually to actually clean the thing. But hey,
I was like, the dryer has this feature. I want to use it.
Yeah,
so, but
I guess you could steam and sanitize your clothes too. So I think that makes sense. I think there's some stuff that you should.
Yeah.
Like if you're using like those very like sensitive garments and stuff, usually steam and sanitize is probably good for those.
But anywho,
I'm dead. Vic was causing issues in his house.
For real. But that's all. Really, that's all the updates I have. What about you?
My update. So this weekend was super busy for us. It was besides Mother Day stuff, we had graduation stuff. So it was Kayla's brother's graduation. Um, so it's Kayla's brother's graduation on Saturday. So he graduated from UNT. He got his like fashion degree.
UNT fam.
Yes, welcome to the UNT fam. Friday. What the hell did we do Friday? We did something Friday too. Sorry guys, give me 1 second while I try to think. Actually, it might be in my phone. So you guys get to sit here and watch me do this on my phone as I try to find it.
You know what's kind of funny though? Like I've been over here since like Sunday night. This is as long as we had a conversation.
It is. I'm usually pretty busy. So
well, because I got here like late Sunday night.
So and we got here late Sunday night too.
Oh yeah. So by the time they got back, we were kind of already like getting ready for bed. And then Monday, obviously, he worked, I worked, and then we
had a thing to go to after that. So well, let me just start with Saturday. Saturday was the graduation. After the graduation, he had a graduation party, at some venue, and after that, we went home. And then Sunday was Mother's Day, of course. So we ended up, me and Kaylee kind of just chilled for the first part of the day. And then the second part of the day, we went to my mom's. We picked up her mom, went to my mom's place. We cooked over there, made them some salmon, some potatoes, and some stuff. That turned out well. And then came home, or dropped off her mom, came home on Sunday. And then Monday, I worked, got home, and then we had to turn around, and he had a birthday dinner yesterday as well. So yeah, and then today is kind of my only day for the podcast, and then even tomorrow we have a Rangers game to go to for her job, and then Thursday when I get home, we head off to New Orleans for the weekend. So we'll be in New Orleans this weekend, and then come back Sunday, and hopefully make it on time for the softball game. So it's pretty eventful. We got a lot of stuff going on.
Yeah, I have Leslie's brother's graduation tomorrow. That's a high school graduation though, but which I feel like is early compared to what we used to back in the day. But
I remember when I got in trouble for one graduation. Were you there for that?
Oh yeah.
When I had everybody waiting.
I think I was, but I don't think I really knew what was going on.
But I don't think you were you on first band yet? I think you were at least high enough to get in.
Oh yeah, because I was in first band.
Were you on first band?
Freshman year,
okay.
So
there wasn't too many trumpet players.
There really wasn't.
There was somebody in there. But yeah. So we had. I'm sorry, I just had a random story in my head of Vic.
Well, now you have to say it.
Oh my god! So this is one time we were playing. We're playing football or something.
Oh,
and Vic got hit in the mouth.
Yeah,
he got hit in the mouth with the football, and he swelled up, and he tried playing his trumpet. He couldn't. It was like he had to do like some weird method of trying to like put his mouth on the mouthpiece. It was funny. I don't know. That just came off my head.
But I remember that whole time. I was like, please, Barge, don't ask me to play anything. I'm just gonna try to fake it this whole time.
Oh man, got put on the spot that day. So many band stories, so many funny band stories. What the hell was I talking about?
Graduation.
Okay, so yes. So during graduation, it wasn't even my graduation. It was just the funny part. It was like I had to play in the graduation, and after graduation, so I think my dad was there, and my dad and my mom, I don't remember, but they came, and I met up with them, and I went home with my dad. So as I go home, with my dad, my phone died. So, not knowing that the band is waiting for me, I thought I told Mr. Barge that I think he gave a speech saying that it's okay to go home with your family, but I think he said, "But let me know," and I didn't let him know. So here I am. My phone's dead. I'm leaving. You know, I'm already halfway back home, and I finally, I turned my phone back on and had hella missed calls, and they're still at the place waiting for me, looking for me, and got a hella trouble for it. He like threatened to kick me out of the band. I was like, man, you need me. I had a Nick Cannon moment. This band needs me. And then so it was a whole thing. But yeah, definitely got in trouble that day.
Rightfully so, but anyways.
But I had some good food that day.
Were your parents there? Like, was your brother graduating, or did they go to see you? Or
I really feel like he came to see me. I think it was my brother's graduation, actually. I want to say it was one of my brother's graduation because it was like my sophomore year when that happened. And that makes sense. My sophomore year, and my brother graduated that year. So.
Makes sense. But anyways, guess with that being said, ready to hop into these stories?
I guess.
So I know we mentioned it last week. We briefly mentioned it about the bus driver that was driving and kind of had like a medical emergency, and this kid like becomes a hero and like stops the bus and whatnot. But I was going through TikTok, and a story kind of popped out. I was like, it's kind of interesting. So basically, the story goes on to say like the reason this kid was able to stop the bus instead of like any other kid that stepped up was because his parents have not given him a cell phone. So he doesn't have a cell phone, so the story was like, oh, he was more alert. So he was able to kind of notice what was going on. And they even talked about how they interviewed other students, and they were like, yeah, I was listening to music on my AirPods, or I was playing a game on my cell phone. I've seen most of this on TikTok. That's
okay,
kind of
so okay, continue. We'll talk about why I had to look ahead of my face afterwards. But.
Yeah, I kind of just threw the story in there just kind of as a reference. But yeah, the TikTok was basically saying like, oh, and at the end it's like, oh, this is another reason why this is a good example of why we shouldn't give him a phone for a while. So like, and then they interview the kid at the end, kind of like, how do you feel about this? And the kid was like, it's whatever. I mean, my parents are like old school. Like you could kind of tell he was kind of upset. Like he's like kind of didn't agree with it, but like, obviously he's a kid. What is he gonna do? But how do you feel about that? Like the spin they put on the story, where like I feel like they wanted to shame parents and give phones to these kids.
Yeah, I understand because we are definitely in a new age where kids are having cell phones and tablets and stuff at super young ages, as you know, and I do think that doesn't make people alert because everybody's down in their phone looking at their phone or have headphones in or stuff like that. But I don't know. Maybe he still would have caught this. I don't know if he would have caught it if he had a phone in his hand. But I guess I could definitely see why. It's one of those weird things because like I feel like phones in a way have like they have the pros and cons. I think everything has pros and cons. Not only just from learning new things and stuff like that, but just I don't know. It's one of those things. Obviously, it takes away your attention, but you also can be learning a lot from it as well. So,
yeah, if it's used properly, you can definitely like learn a lot of that.
It's a computer, literally a computer in your hand.
And I kind of feel like an analogy that I kind of view like a cell phone is kind of like a tool, where like someone like for example like a hammer or something, someone could kill someone with a hammer, or they can like build something. I feel like it's kind of the same thing, where like you can
kill somebody with a phone.
Well, not like kill somebody, but you can like you can.
I don't know, man. My phone's kind of big.
I mean, I guess you probably could.
If I toss it at your head hard enough, it might do some damage. I'm just saying.
No, but it's kind of interesting. Honestly, as a parent, I don't know when I'll give Ava a phone, but at the same time, like I want her to be able to communicate with us.
Through phones.
Well, like whenever she's like at school or whatever, like
of age.
Yeah, of age. So I don't know. I really don't know when I'll give her the phone.
I feel like this day of age is different than when we grew up too. I feel like when we were younger, a lot of the dangers that we have today weren't the same dangers that we had when we were kids. Like we were able to walk home and not really have to worry about anything, even late at night. Like there have been times we were out late, just walking streets and nothing ever happened. Nowadays, it's people are getting shot, kidnapped, killed, trafficked, and all these other things that are going on. And now it's like it's more needed to have a phone. Mm-hmm. Not only just to be able to track locations or just know what's going on with your kids more. Because I think when we're at that age that a lot of kids are, we weren't thinking about a lot of the stuff they're thinking about. Mm-hmm. So shit, damn near like I love seeing the little pictures when it's like 13 when I was 13 versus when they're 13 now.
Oh,
And it's like when we were 13, we're like, doing stupid shit. And now kids are all dressed up, trying to take pictures and get likes, Instagrams, and all this stuff. And that's not anything that was ever on our minds. And nowadays, kids are just trying to grow up too fast. And with that, I think you do need those little safety measures. So those phones are more of a safety measure than anything.
Mm-hmm.
You want your kid to be able to call you and when something's going on, and you just want to have that extra safety net. It's a safety net.
Yeah, honestly, I know they make kind of phones where like it's kind of you can kind of just use it for like texting and phone calls instead of like all these extra apps and stuff like that, which might be something I lean to. I really don't know. It's kind of just because obviously she's young. Times are changing as well. So like 5 years from now, it could even be even worse.
Yeah.
So it's like we'll just kind of see when we get there, kind of thing.
Yep. But I definitely, honestly, it's funny. My supervisor found this phone for her daughter actually, and it's called a Bark phone. And basically, what this phone is a regular phone. It's a regular cell phone, but she has complete access to it. So she can turn off, like, put timers on things and stuff like that. So if she doesn't want her looking at certain apps, she can go in there and be like, "Yeah, take these apps off," or she has to put a pin code or something like that just to get into it. Messages, she can see all that stuff. It's not private whatsoever, so it's just one of those things that it's super super safety measure if you really want to go that far. But she had a reason for purchasing that and everything like that. But there are options out there for these kids. So if you're feeling like you can't trust your kid, get a Bark phone and show them that you can't trust them. So hey, options.
Hey, to each their own, I guess. But yeah, that's really all I had about this story. If you want to go ahead and hop into the first one.
Sure. So this first story has to do with this 21-year-old. Actually, not 21-year-old. I lied to you guys. So it says a woman gets 21 years for trying to kill her doppelganger with poison cheesecake. Trying to kill somebody with one of my favorite desserts,
bro. Wow. Bro, that's the way you can get me too, bro.
This I'm not gonna. Right. I'm not gonna take a couple more bites to make sure.
I'm not gonna second guess someone giving me cheesecake, bro. I'm just saying.
hey man, you want some cheesecake? Sure.
Van free cheesecake.
Free cheesecake. It says a Russian woman living in New York was sentenced to 21 years in jail for poisoning her similar-looking friend with how you say
that?
See?
That's why I was like, that's why I didn't say anything. I was like, hopefully
sedative.
Yeah, I think it's sedative. Yeah,
so, with sedative lace cheesecake, and then stealing her identity and other valuables. And it's crazy because I know that word.
Right.
This says a jury convicted Victoria, who's 47, of attempted murder, assault, and other charges in February. Queens District Attorney Melinda announced her sentence this week, nearly 7 years after the Made for TV incident. It says a ruthless and calculating con artist is going to prison for a long time trying to murder her way to personal profit and gain. Thankfully, the victim survived the attack on her life, and we were able to deliver justice to her. And it says the judge delivering her sentence called her an extremely dangerous woman with a diabolical scheme, and that she cursed at him as she left the court. So Vic, cheesecake, bro.
It's crazy. Like
kill somebody because they look like you.
That's crazy because like they were friends and stuff, and it's like this person really going after this person because they look alike and she could steal her identity and stuff. Obviously, the person was not killed successfully, so she ended up like waking up, and then like obviously they caught her, but that's crazy. Like I don't know, gotta.
Should I go into the story of the cheesecake incident?
Go for it.
So the cheesecake incident. It says Victoria brought cheesecake over to beautician Olga. Man, these some hell of a names in these Russian people in New York. Home in August in 2016. Jesus. The two were close in age. Olga was 35 and appearance at the time. Both had dark hair, the same complexion, and other similar physical traits. They were both Russian speakers. It says Victoria ate 2 pieces of cheesecake and offered a third slice to Olga. Said in the report. It says Olga felt sick after eating the cheesecake and went to lie down. It says she was vomiting. She was violently vomiting, floating in and out of consciousness, and terrified there was something seriously wrong with her. Olga said the last thing she remembered before passing out was seeing Victoria walking around her room. No, that's wild. The next day, the friend of I'm trying to remember these names because they only telling us the last name. So a friend of Olga discovered her unconscious in the bed with pills scattered around her body as if she attempted to try to kill herself. She was taken to the hospital for treatment. Upon returning home, Olga realized that her passport and employment authorization card were missing, as were her a gold ring and unspecified valuables. Federal law enforcement agents tested cheesecake residue in an empty dessert container, as well as the pills found on the floor near Olga. Both came back for phenazepam, which prosecutors described as a highly potent sedative. It is available for prescription in Russia, but not controlled for the USA. So she went out of her way to try to kill this girl.
She did,
Not
bro.
only did she try to kill her, she brought stuff from Russia to do it. I'm trying to figure out, she had to smuggle this in, right?
Yeah, if it's not available here, then yeah, most definitely. But it's funny how she ate the 2 cheesecakes beforehand. And we're like, oh, see, it's nothing's wrong with it. It's fine.
Well, this third slice.
But honestly, like, I feel like she did it pretty well. Like,
That's a good way to get somebody.
That is a good way. Like, she put the pills around her to make it look like an overdose, but she felt that actually
killing. She should have put more. Oh, no. She shouldn't have. But I'm saying, if she would have put more medicine in there, she probably would have definitely succeeded with this.
Oh, definitely
Diabolical plan.
You can't trust your friends, bro. Just
that's wild. Not only
especially if you look alike.
Trust your friends. I was about to say, like, if you look alike, just know that somebody's trying to kill you.
They must have really looked alike for her to think that, like, it could work, But
well, I guess it seems like she was just trying to steal her life, because she did take her stuff. So her passport and her gold ring. So it must have really looked like she felt like, I could kill this girl and take her stuff and basically live her life. But I don't know how that would work, because when they find her, she's technically dead. So
I guess yeah, that's weird. Because then you would want to make yourself fake your death, and then everyone think that she's still alive.
Exactly.
It's a flawed plan. Don't do it. Don't follow her steps.
She didn't think it through. She thought through steps 1 through 3 and forgot that to get to 5 and 6, you got to hit 4.
But speaking of poisoning, this next story also involves poisoning.
Poison.
I know people these days. So a Utah author of a children's book on grief is charged with murdering her husband. So yeah, I saw like the book is literally about like going like this book is intended for the children, and it's kind of like to help them if they lost a loved one. And it seems interesting, but anyways, let me read some of the story. So a Utah woman who recently published a children's book on losing a parent has been charged with murdering her husband, the father of her 3 children. So just think of the irony there. Like she personally wrote this book for her children.
For her children.
So how would you pronounce this? Corey of Utah allegedly poisoned her husband Eric with a lethal dose of fentanyl slipped into a drink, according to authorities. Eric had 5 times the lethal dosage in his body when he died on March 4th of 2022. She was arrested Monday, actually, at her home on counts of murder, as well as possession of controlled substance with the intent to distribute it. She could face life imprisonment or the death penalty if eventually convicted of murder. So court records show that Eric had actually told friends and family before his death that he believed his wife was trying to poison him. On Valentine's Day, a few weeks before his death, Eric became violently ill after having dinner with Corey, breaking out in hives and having trouble breathing. until he used his son's EpiPen and took Benadryl. Corey allegedly bought $900 worth of fentanyl pills before the dinner, and she would later buy $900 more in pills before his death. He warned that if anything happened to him, she was to blame. So yeah, they kind of, yes. I saw which they talked about it. It's about the book that she wrote. She's like, it's been a long, long year, a difficult year, and writing this book has brought peace to me and my boys. So it's like, how do you feel about the fact that she?
It's my problem is the fact that he knew.
I know,
he knew
right?
that. Like, first of all, if I know that you're trying to kill me, and I have a suspicion that you're trying to kill me, I'm not going to eat anything you give me. I'm not going to drink anything you bring. I'm going to do everything myself. Like, at that point, I no longer trust you, and I probably would not be staying there. It's just
Right.
doesn't make sense. Like, why even go through the whole point of if something happens to me, it's her? Like, no.
Yeah, if you ever feel that way, like, just leave, bro.
Just leave. It's not that serious.
And it's because apparently they were kind of getting the argument about purchasing this house. It was like $2 million. So this family had money. So I feel like he could just left and whatever. But yeah, and then she also like tried to fix the insurance policy, but she was unsuccessful on that. And so like, when you get to that point where you can say like, yo, there's something wrong. She's trying to kill me. If anything happens because of her, like, get out.
Run.
Dun, 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 dun. And then for her to go on and write this book, bro, that's crazy.
She pulled a rapper, bro. She did what these rappers be doing. Like, she said, "Look how I did it, and this is how you get over it."
Oh, what was that one O.J. Simpson book? Did he write? If I did it, this is how it would, or something like that.
I heard about that book. What was the name of that book? Was it?
I don't know. I really think it was called like "If I Did It, This Is How I Would Have" or something like that. Just type like O.J. Simpson book, I guess.
Me looking. Oh, he called it "I Did It." If I did it, Confessions of the Killer.
Bro, did you ever see that O.J. Simpson documentary?
Yes. Wait, which one?
It was on Netflix. It was like it had the only name I can think of is had Ross from Friends. He was playing the Kardashian guy.
Oh, he's playing the actual like the not Rob. I think
Yeah,
it was
yeah,
Rob
Rob
Kardashian.
Kardashian.
Yes. Oh, so it wasn't the documentary, but it was actually like the show.
Yeah. What do they call it? Like docuseries or something?
Yeah, it's like a docuseries. The one that had Cuba Jr. I watched some of it. I didn't get to watch all of it.
Same.
Yeah. So it was good for when I was watching it, but like that shit was crazy. If the glove don't fit, you must have quit. Now there was a I seen one thing when somebody was talking about like how O.J. Simpson was as a person, even after the whole murder trial and stuff. And like one day he was just like he scared her, and he was like hiding behind a corner. He had like a knife, and he was like, and I was like, I was like, that nigga did that shit. He said it was just a prank. I was like, ain't no way.
Ain't no way.
That man really called this book "If I Did It," and literally, it doesn't even say "if I did it." That book says "I did it."
Hey, I have no comment. I guess going on to maybe our last story. I'm not sure how much time we have.
Oh yeah, it's definitely our last story.
But a YouTuber, bro. These YouTubers are getting out of hand nowadays. Like I think we talked about one like not that long ago where he got shot because of the prank he was doing.
Yes.
But this YouTuber is actually facing jail time because he staged a plane crash. So an influencer who staged a California plane crash to make a YouTube video of himself parachuting to safety has agreed to plead guilty to obstructing the investigation by destroying the wreckage. So the plea agreement signed by Trevor Daniel Jacob and his attorney was filed on Wednesday in the U.S. District Court in Los Angeles. The U.S. Attorney's Office said in a statement on Thursday that Jacob is expected to make a court appearance in the upcoming weeks. So Jacob, an experienced pilot and skydiver, agreed to plead guilty to one count of obstruction and concealment with the intent to obstruct a federal investigation, which which is punishable by up to 20 years in prison. So the video that he made was titled "I Crashed My Airplane," appeared in December of 2021, and showed Jacob's small plane had engine failure over the mountains. He was already wearing a parachute, so he just jumped out with the selfie stick camera in hand. And the reason they're kind of like getting onto him, well, first of all, like
that plane got to land somewhere.
Yeah. So, he jumped from the aircraft plunge were recorded by the cameras mounted on the plane wing and the tail, and by the camera he carried. After landing, he hiked to the crash site and recovered video from the onboard cameras. And then basically the story goes on saying like he kind of like later he went on and picked up all the wreckage and he put it in his pickup truck and then cut it up into pieces and disposed of it in the trash bins.
Okay.
So, but like, how do you feel about that YouTube video just in general? And
I don't know, bro. Shit, wow. I think people got too much money, too much time. People do anything for likes and views.
I know, and just like, there's so many videos out there on YouTube that you're just like, why is you even doing this?
Like, what do you get out of it?
Like, and people follow it and stuff, and I don't know. At one point, like, I guess I wonder if he's monetized, which he probably is.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure. And they got views, so
he got views. But I wonder at what point would YouTube step in and be like, okay, well, we're gonna unmonetize you for
demonetization. Like, I don't know. It's one of those things. Like, how big of a deal is it? You know what I mean? And it's kind of hard because I think about some of the videos that I've seen on YouTube, some of the stuff that people get away with on YouTube, and it's kind of like, this is not that big, like, because he's not hurting anybody doing this. Because you know, it's like, you want to destroy your own stuff, okay, cool, whatever, but like, who does this hurt?
True.
At the end of the day, you know, it's a stupid video nonetheless, but.
And like, if he gets hurt, it's like it's on him, you know.
Yeah, like, I can see that part. Like, if he was to get injured or something like that, like, yeah, obviously try to take it down. But I don't know. It's just something that he did to get views. I feel like people do a lot of stupid stuff to get views.
And next week,
I always think about the video of when Logan Paul and went into that one like forest or whatever where they had literally saw suicidal bodies, and they recorded it and they put it on YouTube, and YouTube basically gave them like a slap on the wrist, like, hey, don't do that. Like, I don't know. People can get away with a lot of stuff nowadays. I don't think this is that crazy. It's stupid nonetheless, but
yeah. I mean, I feel with you. Like, the only thing, like, the amount of money, like, for that plane, bro, like, just for you to crash like that. But
man, some people got too much money. Pass the money this way. I'll take it.
For real. Anyways, I guess that kind of wraps up our stories.
Yep. You have anything else you want to add, Brody?
Yeah, make sure to follow us on Twitter and Instagram at nowhearmeout.kv.
KV.
Go ahead and email us any suggestions or stories at nowhearmeout.kv at gmail.com. Go ahead and follow and subscribe on our YouTube at Chris and Vic _NHMO.
NHMO.
And go ahead and leave us 5 stars and Apple review.
5 stars.
Follow me on TikTok at weirdvic_flips. Follow the podcast on TikTok at at Now Hear Me Out Podcast. And check out our spread shop at nowhearmeout.myspreadshop.com.
Yes, you guys can follow me on all platforms at BSmokeChris, where E's are threes. That's BSmokeChris, where the E's are threes. If you aren't following me on Twitch, go ahead and follow me on Twitch. I am trying to hit this affiliate goal.
I was about to say, you haven't hit it yet?
I still haven't hit it, unfortunately. I'm still sitting at 2.99.
999.
But hopefully after today's stream, I should be hitting it here pretty soon. We're just fingers crossed. But other than that, we appreciate you guys for tuning in and checking us out. Again, if you haven't hit that like, subscribe button, please do so. Because you made it this far, obviously you like something. And tell some friends. I want to know how many guys you actually completed that challenge that I asked you guys about. You know, did you actually tell a friend? That's all I wanted you to do. Tell one person about a podcast.
It don't even have to be a friend.
Well, please let it be a living person at least.
I'm like, you know, some people you associate with, not all of them are your friends.
Yeah, I get it. But, you know, just as long as it's a person. Don't go around telling your cat, your dog. They're not gonna care. I need somebody to click on the video, comment something. So So yes, again, thank you guys for tuning in and checking us out. But until next week, we'll catch you guys later. We're out of here. Peace.